Donald Trump is being sued over his business ties. This is news breaking today. The attorneys general of Maryland and the District of Columbia filed a lawsuit today against Donald Trump, stating that he violated the Constitution by improperly retaining his ties to his business. Maryland Attorney General Brian Frosh and District Columbia Attorney General Carl Ranson stated at a news conference today that this was the case. According to KAKE.com, they stated that much of the case is focused on allegations that Trump's real estate and business holdings violate a little-known emoluments clause in the Constitution. They stated that the provisions bar, quote, the provisions bar the president and other government employees from accepting foreign gifts and payments without congressional approval. Now, this is not a new story in general. What's new about this is that a lawsuit has been filed on behalf of this constitutional clause. Frost stated at the press conference today, he stated, quote, the president's conflicts of interest threaten our democracy. We cannot treat the president's ongoing violations of the Constitution and his disregard of the rights of the American people as the new and acceptable status quo. Unfortunately, this is the new and accepted status quo. The question is where they can go with this lawsuit. They aren't the first attorney generals to sue him over the clause, the emoluments clause. After the inauguration in January, the governor's watchdog Citizens for Responsible, the government watchdog Citizens for Responsible and Ethics in Washington filed a lawsuit against Donald Trump with regard to his hotels. However, here we are. No one has been able to stop Donald Trump. In fact, many people have stated the exact opposite, saying that because he's the president, that there can be no conflict of interest. And even though that's technically true, we are sitting by and watching Donald Trump clearly fleece America for taxpayer dollars over and over and over again. There's a couple of quotes from the attorney generals. We'll see them on your screen now. The president's conflicts. This is from the Maryland Attorney General Brian Frosh. And we read this one: the president's conflicts of interest threaten our democracy, and we cannot treat the president's ongoing violations and his disregard for the rights of the American people as a new and acceptable status quo. The next quote is from District of Columbia Attorney General Carl Ranson. He said, again, the reason why we're here is because the president of the United States, in a wholly unprecedented fashion, has decided to maintain a sprawling international business empire that accepts money without account from foreign governments. And this is the case. And I'm always fascinated by the hypocrisy that underscores a lot of what happens, right? We and rightfully so, have stated the problematic nature of the Clinton Foundation accepting money from foreign governments and the undue influence that gave them over Hillary Clinton as Secretary of State and as the potential president of the United States. Republicans led the charge on this, along with some key progressive voices. No problem with that argument because it is a valid argument. But those same people, particularly on the conservative end of the spectrum, the same people who pointed out the problematic nature of Hillary Clinton by proxy of the Clinton Foundation accepting money from foreign heads of states and foreign governments, are silent on Donald Trump receiving it while he is the president of the United States. If you think it was problematic for Hillary Clinton and the Clinton Foundation to accept this money while they were outside of the federal government because of the undue influence that it could potentially give them, put over them while they are inside the federal government, how can we sit by idly and look at what Donald Trump is doing and say nothing? If you treated that as a math equation, the only constant in both sides of that is Hillary Clinton. So if you have no problem with Donald Trump doing it, then perhaps you don't really have a problem with what's being done. You had a problem with Hillary Clinton. But if you have a problem with what's being done, then it doesn't matter if it's Hillary Clinton doing it or Donald Trump doing it or Barack Obama doing it. People accepting money from foreign heads of state and foreign governments while they are in office or out of office, do put themselves in a vulnerable position where they have undue influence from leaders and representatives of other governments. And if it was bad for the Clinton Foundation, it sure as hell has to be bad for a sitting president to take this money. I wonder if people actually think that he doesn't know about which president, which prince, which Saudi prince dropped $1 million in one of his hotels. Maybe they're saying, oh, he really doesn't know what's happening. He's just, he's too busy trying to run the government. Really?